Okay, hello, welcome back. So here we are for another tutorial video. In the previous video we looked into how to set up the mobile. We're not going to be doing that now, of course. We're actually going to look into how to set up the whiteboard. So, whoops, too many. So we're going to enable all of the red layers. We're going to disable the blue and the yellow. Ignore these layers here. That's not important. That was for the mobile demo. What we're focusing on is the red layers. So I'm going to introduce a core principle here of how this is set up, and then you can basically draw it forward for everything, for extending the whiteboard sequence or adding additional text captions. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our focus in here. I think you'll find this is set up in a way that's quite intuitive. We're just going to zoom in here. So we've got the whiteboard start A, whiteboard start B, and whiteboard start C. So it comes forward. We're going to come forward a little bit longer actually, until we've got that first flip. Okay, cool. So let's bring it to there, and then we're going to exit these compositions. That's Command or Control W, and we're going to come into Add Whiteboard Text here. Now, as you can see, we've got the first 6 seconds here, and that actually relates directly to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Okay, so what you're seeing here, the text animating on the whiteboard, is exactly what you're going to see here, the text animating on a transparent background. If you want to repeat this sequence here, you simply take the respective composition, okay, and then you duplicate it, and then you move it to the position, okay, and then you do exactly the same thing up here, okay, and then you know, for example, you select your compositions which relate to these 3 seconds here. So 3 seconds, you select 3 seconds, and then you duplicate, which is Command or Control D, and move it into place. It really is as simple as that. Me talking isn't really going to help explain this. It's the kind of thing that you just need to get hands-on with and play around with, simply because you can see, okay, well, that's happening there at this time. Let's delete that, save confusing things. That's happening, the text is flipping over at this point. Okay, well, it needs to do that at the same point here. Okay, so what I've got to do is just ensure that I duplicate or move the respective files in each composition. Next up though, how do we change text? This is quite important, of course. For the flip sequence here, you actually see that we've got 2 different text captions here. How does that work? Well, we'll jump into Whiteboard Flip, and you can see we've got 2 text captions. We've got the start text caption, it flips, that's already animated, and then we've got the second text caption. Okay, so what can we do here? Well, if you look out of the box, if we reveal layer in source, you can see we've got 10 captions here. If you want to add more captions, just to so you select a caption, probably 10, and then you click Command or Control, excuse me, D. Okay, you can do it as many times as you need to create additional separate copies of the captions. Don't copy them in the timeline because it creates an exact duplicate. You want separate copies, which you can do in the project panel. So what we do, this obviously is the first sequence. If you want to change the text out of the box, this first one, for example, you simply enter text caption and you enter your text there. It's all center aligned. Of course, you can update it if you want to, but it's important that it's centrally aligned. So, for example, what we do here is just like that. You can see it's still centrally aligned, which is what we want. Let's go back. That's the first caption. That's how you edit the captions that are already there. If you want to add additional captions, what you can do is come up here. Let's say, for example, text caption 10. You haven't used that yet. We're going to click on text caption 1, effectively. I'm going to hold down Alt, and I'm going to bring it down, and it's going to swap the text, right? And now we've got this text caption 10, which we haven't used. We can enter that, and we can now edit that text, and we've got that separately, okay? What you'd want to use this for is in the event, whoops, where are we? Text caption 1. In the event that you're here and you say, okay, I want my, I want let's say 10 text captions showing on the whiteboard, which is more than what we're seeing here. This is only several. What we can do is actually come in here, we can make the necessary duplicates. Okay, so I want to duplicate flip, I want to duplicate the respective flip sequences here, and then enter, the flip, which is, might be, let's extend our composition, for example, to 27 seconds. And by the way, if this is really fast, you can find me a question on Video Hive. I want to make these quick because, I hate tutorial videos that are slow, as we all do. But if you've got any questions, you can just, don't hesitate to ask me a question on Video Hive. So let's say, for example, okay, we're here. Let's say we've got loop 2 and flip 3, and then loop 3 that we actually want to duplicate. Well, we'll duplicate those. We'll bring them. We'll bring them to the bottom here, just above the end. The end is going to be used once at the end, obviously. We're going to bring them forward, and then we're going to bring the end forward. Now you want to make the respective changes on your top composition with these compositions here, and then you want to enter the loop, for example, text caption. Let's say you've run out of captions. We'll duplicate it a couple of times. We'll hold down Alt, we'll drag it down. Now you've got a new text caption. Okay, so that's how it works in a nutshell. If you've got any questions, again, just fire me a question. I might be going a bit quick, but you can ask me a question on Video Hive and I'll be happy to help. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.